Hi beautiful people, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Favor and I'm a lifestyle content creator living in Manitoba, Canada. If this is the first time here, you're definitely on the right channel. Please do well to subscribe so you can join our family. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for always coming here when I post new videos. So guys, in the previous video I talked about renting and finding accommodation in Canada. So in this video we're going to be talking about buying a house and everything house related. So if you want to know everything I have to say, definitely keep on watching. So guys, when it comes to buying a house, the first thing I would like to say is analyze the finances. You need to be able to, you need to be able to afford a house. You need to ensure that you're able to afford a house. In fact, most, lenders, most banks wouldn't even give you a pre-approval if they feel like you're not capable, okay? They probably wouldn't approve you because they feel like you're not capable, or they feel like your income is not enough to help you, afford a house, or to help you, cover all the costs that comes with buying a house, okay? So you definitely need to start saving. Like, honestly, that should even be the first point. Like, start saving. If you feel like, you're thinking about buying a house, in the near future, or, like at some point, start saving. Like, there's no harm saving, and the money would always come in handy. With savings, there's so much that, is expected. There's so much that's involved. You need to have your down payment ready, okay? Like, your down payment could cost as much as 5 to 10% of, the total cost of whatever house that you want to buy, right? So this amount varies, again, it's dependent on the amount of house you want to buy, and also, could also be based on your current financial, standing, your current financial situation, and also could be based on, your lenders, rules or policies, all these things varies, okay? So you definitely need to start saving. You definitely need to analyze your finances, and you need to find a lender. Those are the things that the first few things you need to pay attention to when it comes to buying a house, okay? Another thing that's important is you need to decide how much down payment you want to pay. Sometimes for first-time home buyers in some provinces, you're only expected to pay as much as 5% of the total house cost. But if you feel like you want to pay more, of course, this just means you have to save more money. You have to have more money, to pay as a down payment if you feel like you want to pay more. Another thing to have at the back of your mind is, closing cost, okay? A lot of people don't talk about closing costs. They just talk about, how much your mortgage would be, or they talk about how much, you need to spend on your down payment, or how much you need to save up for your down payment, but they forget the closing cost aspect, okay? You guys, closing costs could be as much as 1.5% to 15% or up to 15% of the total amount of your house, okay? I know, like, that's just like so imagine if your house is what, like 500,000, and then you have to pay a whole 10% of that amount, just to your lawyer, okay? Like, these are things that you need to think about, okay? So your closing cost is another huge expense that you need to pay, and sometimes they just tell you to have 5 to 7% of the amount of your house in closing costs, okay? So this is something that you definitely need to pay attention to. So yes, while saving for your down payment, also save for your closing costs, because that could be another place where you get stuck, okay? The next thing that you need to do is come up with a budget. What kind of house do you want? How much are you willing to spend on a house, right? So in as much as you can afford what, $500,000 house, do you want to spend $500,000 on a house, or are you looking for something in the $200,000 to $300,000 dollar range, right? So yeah, you need to come up with a budget and decide how much you want to spend on your house. Another thing is you need to talk to your bank, your lender, financial institution that's helping you out with this process. You can ask them about first-time home buyers plan, especially if this is the first time. Sometimes there could be discounts that first-time home buyers could benefit from or enjoy. So it's a good thing to talk to them and just find out, just let them know that it's your first time buying a house, if this is the first time, right? And ask them if there are any benefits that you have, or if there's anything that you can benefit from. So yeah, just talk to them and ask them if there's anything that you can benefit from, and they'll let you know if there's something. Another thing that I would say is, honestly, shop around. You don't have to use one bank or one financial institution. Just check around and see what's available to you, and also you might be able to get a better rate from one bank versus another, right? So don't limit yourself to one place, especially if this is the first time. Please just shop around, okay? The next thing you need to do is come up with a house wish list, okay? Decide what's important to you, decide what you want in a house, how many bedrooms, what things are important to you, how many bathrooms, do you want a deck, do you want a driveway, do you want want, you know, a garage? Do you not, like, you know, these are things that people, you know, look out for when looking for a house. So this is something that you definitely want to, you know, come up with, you know. So yes, think about your house wish list, because it will definitely help you narrow your search down. So yes, after coming up with a wish list, it's important for you to, you know, compare your wish list to your budget, right? So with how much money you're willing to spend on a house, does it cover, you know, all the things you have on your wish list, or are there things you need to remove? So again, please be realistic. If you need to take things off that list, you know, then do so. But if you feel like these are things that are a must for you, then maybe you need to increase your budget. But again, you need to also, you know, ensure that you're not going beyond your budget and you're not putting yourself in debt just because you want to buy a house, okay? So you need to be realistic, please, okay? Come up with your wish list and, you know, compare it to your budget and see if everything works. If not, you might need to remove some things from a wish list, okay? The next thing you need to do is to get a pre-approval from your bank, you know, whatever financial institution that you're using. You need to let them know that you're trying to, you know, buy a house. You know, just talk to them about everything, and you know, they would usually pre-approve you, right? And then that way you would have an idea of how much you can spend on a house, okay? So yeah, if you're pre-approved for 500,000, that just gives you like a guide, you know, that's telling you like how much you can spend on a house, you know. And if you feel like you want to go over the 500,000, just have it in mind that you might need to pay the balance, you know, out of pocket, okay? But yeah, that amount just, you know, tells you how much you need to work with when looking for houses. The next thing you need to do is to get a realtor. I would suggest getting a realtor, especially if this is the first time buying a house. Like, it's just easier, and this is something that they do very often, you know. So yeah, get a realtor and get them to go on these house tours with you. If you feel like you don't want to use a realtor, then honestly, just, you know, go for open houses by yourself, or check out places, you know. If you see like, you know, posts you know, on the street, you can phone the number that's, you know, there, and you should be good to go, okay? But yes, you definitely need to get a realtor. After getting a realtor, the next thing you need to do is, you know, start checking out houses, right? You know, visit places. So yes, like, you know, walk around, you know, decide if you feel like it's something you're looking for, if it works for you, if it matches your wish list. Of course, you know, if it's not a house that you're building, there might be one or two things that might not be as expected, but you know, you just have to keep an open mind. Another very useful resource is the realtor.ca app that you can use. So that way you can, you know, filter your search and narrow your search down into specific neighborhoods. And that's another thing, you need to figure out neighborhoods that you want to, you know, live in, or neighborhoods where you feel you want to buy your house, okay? That's something that's very important as well. But if you feel like you'll find anywhere in a particular city, then your search should be easier for you, right? Or your house hunt should be easier. But yeah, definitely check out the website, or you can even download the app and you should be good to go, okay? But yeah, after looking at houses, you need to decide if you like a house or not. If you see something you like, then let your realtor know, you know, you put an offer in, and just hope that you get the house. But if you don't get the house, don't feel bad, okay? Like, there's a first time for everything, right? But yeah, just hope that you find something that you like. And honestly, I would say don't be in a rush. Like, I know it's easier said than done, but you just need to be very patient, especially if it's your first time. You don't want to rush and buy something that doesn't work for you, or something that you're going to regret over time, right? So you don't want to rush. You want to, you know, take your time. You want to buy something that you're happy with, something you feel at peace with, you know, over time. If possible, I would say try to take a look at the house or visit the house, you know, at least 2 times if you're able to, right? In some cases you might not be able to, but if possible, try to visit the house, you know, at least twice, you know, before you make a decision, just so you know, you're like, okay, the first time you just saw it, it was kind of like, you know, a whole blur, and then by the second time, like, okay, yeah, I feel like I really like it. But you know, sometimes you might be forced to make a decision, you know, immediately, especially with how the housing market was last year. Like, you guys, it was just all over the place, right? Normally people would, you know, get an engineer to come and inspect the place, you know, and all of that. But with the housing market last year, you know, it was almost impossible for people to get, you know, engineers to come and inspect the houses with them, right? But yeah, it's good if you can get home inspection before you accept the offer, put in the offer. I mean, it's just an extra precaution to take. But if not, you know, just put in the offer and hope you get the offer. If you don't get the offer, definitely put in another offer. Like, you know, continue viewing houses and put in an offer for one that you're happy with. And then if you get accepted, you definitely need to make a deposit. You need to make some of the payments. You also need to see a lawyer, because you need to do the whole closing. So this is where the closing costs come in handy, okay? So yes, these are things that you would need to do. And yeah, once that is done, you just have to wait for possession date, right? So when that day comes, you know, if possible, go with an engineer or go with a realtor or whoever you feel like, you know, could be a witness to you, you know. But yeah, just go with them, do a walkthrough, you know, based on the offer that was put in, you know, check if there are things that should be there or of things that are missing, or if something is damaged, right? Hopefully there's nothing, but if something is damaged, you want to reach out to your realtor to let your realtor know of the situation, right? That way you guys can, you know, address the whole matter. And then most times the, you know, previous owner might have to replace that thing if based on the offer that thing should be there, right? But yeah, just check that everything is in good condition. And if you feel like something is, you know, wrong, or you feel like something shouldn't be the way it is, then you definitely want to reach out to your realtor to, you know, let them know of the situation, and you know, you guys can go from there. But honestly, I think that is, you know, the bulk of what you have to deal with when it comes to buying a house. After doing your walkthrough, if everything looks good, feel free to start moving in and feel free to, you know, start enjoying your house. So yeah, if you like this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed, please don't forget to do so. If you have questions, if you have specific video ideas you want me to make, definitely let me know. You can leave them in the comment section down below, or you can send me a DM and I will get to it for sure. Thank you so much. I'll see you in my next video, but until then, stay safe and stay blessed. Bye.